Hi friend, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name's Kat. Today we're doing an actual requested video. I've had a few requests, but specifically from my friend Molly. So Molly, this is for you. We're going to be talking about my tattoos, why I got them, when I got them, who they were by, yada yada yada. We will get into it. A couple of disclaimers. First of all, they are my tattoos, not your tattoos. So if you don't like them, it doesn't matter because they're not on your body. So it doesn't affect your life in any way, shape or form. So you don't need to say anything. If you feel like you're going to say something, just don't, because I don't care. My second disclaimer is that you might notice a few of my tattoos, well, pretty much all of my tattoos have scarred. That's just me. I scar really easily. I don't know whether it's an issue with like my tissue or skin or what, but you know, I can scrape my knee and I'll have a scar there. That's just how I am. So a lot of my tattoos, no matter how gentle the tattoo artists were with me, I do have scar tissue, whether it be under the skin or very visible. But I kind of like it. It makes me feel like my tattoos are very much part of me because it's a reflection of my skin and how it works. So they are my disclaimers. I don't need you to tell me that, you know, a bad job has been done, because it hasn't. It's just how my skin works. I have always loved tattoos. I've always wanted tattoos. I'm very glad you can't get tattoos before you are 18, because otherwise I would have some very questionable emo lyrics on me, and I'm very glad I don't have that. So thank you, laws. I can't remember exactly what order I got everything in, so I think I'm just gonna work like going around. I think that'll probably be a bit easier than trying to like think back to when I got everything. So let's begin with my little pinky heart. This one I originally got done at Factotum in Norwich by Marco, who is a friend of a friend. But then with a lot of hand tattoos, finger tattoos, because the skin is so thin, they fall out, like the ink falls out quite easily. So I did have to get it retouched by Ben, who I will mention many times through this video. But yeah, I just think it's really cute. I really like it. I want to get a little lightning bolt on my other pinky to kind of match it. But yeah, I love my little heart. I just think it's really cute. I think for the rest of these I might have to insert like actual close-ups, because I just think I'm not going to be able, like, it's going to be, I can't, you know, it's going to be really hard to go through these. So we're going to start with my Cherubs, which is here on my arm, so kind of slightly on the forearm, but also just slightly to the like off center. I got these done by Teal, who works at Crook and Hatchet, again in Norwich. I got these all in Norwich. This is one of my absolute favourite tattoos. I've wanted Cherubs for a really, really long time, and Teal, she released a flash sheet, and I think they are so gorgeous, my little angels and devils. I think this is actually the last tattoo I got, which I think I got in February, or like January or February. And I just absolutely love it. I think it's so, so, so cute. This one, I think you're going to find with a lot of my tattoos, yeah, it doesn't have a meaning. I just think it's pretty. I'm an art collector. That's what I like. I like to collect bits of art on my skin. So there's not always going to be a meaning behind everything. Some there are, some there very much are not. Next along is my little pussycat, which is again sort of on the front of my arms. It's really hard for me to show. This one I got by Daisy Dave Sam, I think her name is Sam, and she was actually an apprentice at the time, so I got this for free. And I absolutely love my little pussycat. I love the peonies inside. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And for like the fact that I think I was maybe like the 4th or 5th person that she tattooed, I think she did a really, really, really good job. And Kelvin actually has another one of these cats. So we kind of have matching tattoos, but kind of don't. But yeah, we like to say that these are kind of like our little, our tulip, who actually was featured in my last makeup releases. Oh my god, my brain just went like But yeah, I'd definitely like to get another cat tattoo that's similar but more fluffy to represent my little Lenny Lou. So I love this. I love the flowers inside. I just think it's so pretty. Yeah, I really, really like my little pussycat. And the next, just around the corner, is my little hand holding a bunch of daffodils. This one's kind of funny because I got this thinking that daffodils were my mum's favourite flowers, and then I said to her, oh, I got a tattoo for you, and I said, it's your favourite flowers, it's daffodils, and she was like, oh, my favourite flowers are yellow roses. I was like, oh, oops. But it doesn't matter, because do you know what? Daffodils are my favourite flowers. So I absolutely love this tattoo. This is, and like, I think this little collection here are probably my favourite 3 tattoos. These 3, you know, in this little area. And this one I got done by Ben, who goes by Skullhead on Instagram. I'm going to have everyone and their Instagrams linked down below. And Ben is not only my tattoo artist, but I regard him, you know, a good friend. He's really, really sweet. He calls himself Gentle Ben because he's not gentle when he tattoos, but like personality wise, he's very gentle, he's very sweet, and I really, really love going to him. I think it's always such a nice experience, and a lot of the tattoos I have by Ben are custom. So this daffodil one is a custom tattoo that we designed together. I sent him some things I really liked and some ideas, and he drew this up for me. So this tattoo, as far as I'm aware, is mine and mine only, which is kind of cool. I don't know if I should be rating these of like pain as well, but maybe I can quickly. This felt like nothing, like 2 out of 10 maybe. My cherubs really were not very painful because the lines are so thin. So I would say that was probably like a 4 out of 10. My pussycat, again, same, like 4 out of 10. That really wasn't very painful. My daffs, I can't remember it being significantly painful, but like the shading was quite sore. So maybe give that like a 5 out of 10. There you go. Next one up is my Just Like Heaven across the top. Okay, I don't know what I'm trying to show you when I'm going to include footage. Just Like Heaven, it's my favourite song by The Cure, other than Love Song, but I didn't really want to just have Love Song written. But yeah, The Cure are my favourite band ever, on par with Metronomy. But I really wanted some lettering just across here, and I decided on Just Like Heaven just because it's a song that I can never skip. It, even though it's such a sad song, it brings me so much joy, and we got to see The Cure in 2018, and it was one of the best experiences of my life, and when they played this I cried like a baby. So it's a nice little, you know, memento to the nicest man on this planet, Robert Smith. That was very painful. I would give that like an 8 out of 10. That was really sore. And I think it's the positioning in that like crook. It's quite sore. Okay, let's go to my cherry blossoms next. This was my very first tattoo, and you can probably tell because of the difference in style between this and all of my others, because all of my other tattoos are quite thick and, you know, intense. It's like traditional American style, whereas this is very soft. It's almost like a watercolor, and I do think it is absolutely stunning. Really think it's beautiful. This one did not scar at all. Maybe a little bit up the top here. I can feel it under the skin, but it is really gorgeous. I got this, I think, when I was about 19. And originally, okay, here's the story for you. Originally, I wanted a Frank Turner tattoo, which in hindsight, thank goodness, because he's blocked my band on Twitter. But I was going to go to this tattoo studio, and I'd just drawn up a design while sitting at work. And I took it in and I said, you know, I really want to get something like this done by a specific artist that I'd seen on their Instagram. And they said, yeah, great, we'll book you in for this date, just come back then. And I did. And thank goodness they did not accept my expired passport as ID, because when they gave me the design that they were going to do for me, they had just traced what I'd given them. So not evened out any of the lines, they hadn't edited any of the font. It was literally just like they drew over the top. So if I'd got that, it would have been so bad and I would have got it covered. And at the time, my mum was getting her hair cut at a studio that used to be on Timber Hill. I don't think it's there anymore. And it was basically hairdressers, and then it also had a little tiny tattoo studio at the back, and it was all owned by the guy that did the tattoos, but he just had the space to rent, you know, help pay for the rent for the building. And I went in there and I was saying, oh my god, I'm really frustrated, they won't accept my ID, blah, blah, blah. And Aaron took one look at that, like that stencil, and was like, oh my god, no, you cannot get this done. This is horrible. And he said to me, he was like, I'll do it for you at a discounted rate because I know your mum, and come up with something better and send it to me and I'll do it for you. So the original design was going to be 2 arrows crossed over with the Frank Turner hardcore around it. Thank goodness, that's all I got. But it does still have this cross to it. But I decided to do it as cherry blossoms. I can't remember why, but I did. And I remember drawing it and being so proud of it. And he, you know, just made it look so stunning. This took a really long time to do. Like, I want to say like a good 3 hours maybe. And it cost me about £300. That's the most I've ever spent on a tattoo, this one. And I still really love it. It's very different to everything else that I have, but I still really like it. Very glad I did not get the original design. Okay, now let's move around. Here we have my little house. This is one of my favourite tattoos, and I always forget I've got it because I can never see it. But I love this tattoo so much. And the concept that I got for getting this, basically there's a song by The Cure called The Upstairs Room. And the lyrics are, the upstairs room, excuse me. The lyrics are, the upstairs room is cool and bright. We can go up there in summer and dance all night. And it is one of my favourite songs ever. And I really wanted, it started as I wanted a window with a silhouette of people dancing. And then I decided that I wanted a house with a window with a silhouette of people dancing. But talking to Ben about it, he said it will just have to be so big to get so much detail in. And I prefer, as I'm sure you can tell, like palm-sized tattoos. And so instead, we just went for a little house with the lights on in the windows. I just love it. I love the detail of the roof. And I love the little, like, dotty smoke. I absolutely love this tattoo. It is one of my absolute... I think my left arm is my favourite arm of tattoos. Yeah, I love this. And then finally on this arm, we've got my pink moon lady. A lot of my tattoos, I like for it to be like mostly black with a little hint of colour. And this is a perfect example of it because you can't really see, but there is pink in the cloud and in the moon, like in the shading, and it's in her little cheek. It's pink. And this I got the album Pink Moon by Nick Drake. It's one of my favourite albums ever. I absolutely love it. So I just wanted, I knew I wanted a moon anyway, and I found this design online that was like the moon with the clouds in. But again, sent it to Ben, said that I wanted to tweak it. I think I actually sent him a drawing of my own, and then he finalised it, made it lovely, and now she lives on my shoulder. I love my little pink moon. She's very pretty. Okay, now let's move over to this side. My first one up here is my bunny rabbit. This is my baby Peaches. I had a house bunny for about 2 years. She was called Peaches. I'll find a picture and put her on. She was so cute and sweet. I loved her so much. House rabbits are a lot harder work than you think they would be. But I absolutely adored her. And she was my very first pet that was mine, from living out of home. So I wanted to get a little tattoo to commemorate her. And I love the detail in this. I love all the little lines for the fur. And she does have a little pink nose and little pink ears, because she used to have little pink ears. Yeah, she died a couple of years ago. It was really sad. But I've always got my little bunny there to remember her. And again, this was done by Ben. I don't know whether I said House and Moon are Ben, as well as Bunny, as well as this next one, which is my heart. My little heart here is an adaptation of a drawing by Frida Kahlo that was in her journal that was published, which probably should not have been published. I'm very aware that it's a very horrible breach of her privacy. But I am such a big fan of Frida Kahlo. Absolutely loved her work. I loved her as a person, you know, queer, disabled, incredible, you know, communist woman. She was just incredible, fantastic, loved her. And I got her journal quite a long time ago, probably like 5 or 6 years ago. And one of these drawings, it just really struck me. I think I'll find the one that I'm talking about and I'll put it in. And it says Si te lloro, which means if I cry in Spanish. And it just, like, this drawing had so much emotion in it, of like, she obviously was so sad when she drew it, and it really struck a chord with me. But I didn't want that abstractness. I don't really want anything that's too, I like structure. So I redrew it myself and did it in this little heart, and I think it's really sweet. This is one of my tattoos that is scarred the worst. You'll probably be able to see it in the close-ups, but I have like a whole section here that's scarred really bad. But I kind of like it because it kind of makes it look like stone, but I also know that would be so painful to tattoo over, so I'm not going to do that. But I love this little commemoration, yes, to Frida, and I would like to get some more Frida tattoos. I like my tattoos that are about things to not be in your face about the thing. I want it to be like a special thing to me. It's like my secret with myself. That's stupid. Anyway, let's move on. Next down is my little skeleton rock and roll hand. I just think it's fucking cool. I've wanted it for a long time. I have a list on my phone of ideas I come up with, and I'll just tap them in, and this was one of the ones I was like, yeah, I really want this. I just think it's really cool. If you don't know, I am in a punk band. I am a punk rocker. And I wanted something to commemorate that. I do at some point want to get, I think, the feminist symbol on me somewhere. I'm not 100% sure yet. I don't know whether it's going to make me look like a TERF, and I'm not a TERF, so we shall see. But yeah, I love this little tattoo. This was so pain. I again just haven't been talking about pain. Cherry blossoms, very painful. It was the first tattoo, put me off for years. I would give that like an 8 out of 10. House was not painful until it got to like the shading in the roof, and that I'd say was probably like a 6 or 7 out of 10. Lady Moon, not very painful at all, probably like a 5. I find like up here is not particularly painful. Bunny, again, not very painful, like a 5. This one hurt like a bitch. I'd say this was like a 8. I'd give it an 8. This, again, an 8. Very painful. Okay, we got 2 around here. So this one here, my little cherries. These were both, skeleton hand, done by Ben. I probably should have written some notes or something, because I'm a bit all over the place. These next 2 were done by Jim, who goes by Slow Jim, and he was an apprentice working with Ben at the tattoo studio that they both used to be at together. Jim's no longer an apprentice. He's fantastic. Really like him. I used to love being at the studio when they were both together. We just had a really fun time. So I just have some little cherries. This was actually one that was taken off one of Jim's flash sheets. I really like these little cherries. Makes me think of the Runaways, Cherry Bomb. Also, my band has an EP called Cherry Baby. I think they're really cute. There's not really much to them. This wasn't particularly painful, but for some reason, red ink is really sore. So the red in here was quite painful. So I would give this maybe like a 6 out of 10. And then round the back, I don't think you can see my little pin-up lady. This was actually because of a painting that Jim made a long time ago that he turned into stickers, and he had one of these stuck on Ben's little trolley that he has all his like equipment in. And I remember seeing it every time and just thinking that is so stunning, because I love the idea of pin-up tattoos, but I wanted a chubby girl pin-up tattoo, and I freaking love it. And we actually got given the print by Jim. I'll take it down so you can see it. So this is the painting that my tattoo comes from. So it's this lady here. I just got him to do a red bodysuit instead of a black one. But I love this painting so much. I really cherish it. And we have it stuck up on our wall next to our bed so we can see it. I just think it's so stunning. And I just love the fact that Ben and Jim paint their flash sheets. I just think it's so cool. And I cherish this a lot. We're almost there. And then here we have my vase. This one I got from a flash sheet by Teal. I don't know, I just loved it. She released a flash sheet. It was gorgeous. I love this little like nymph thing that's in there with a tail. I think it's so gorgeous. It makes me think of like ancient Greece or ancient Rome. And again, we popped in a little bit of yellow because it's on the opposite side to my daffodils. So we wanted like a little bit of matching in there. But again, it's not a massive amount of colour. Lady was like a 5 out of 10 for paint. Maybe a bit more. 6, 7. It was quite painful. This like above elbow area was quite painful. This I would probably give like a 4 out of 10 because Teal uses such small needles and she's incredibly gentle, so it really doesn't feel massively painful. And I should have said before, Teal is also a lovely person. She's so sweet. She's really nice to talk to, and she makes you feel very comfortable when you're getting tattooed by her. I think that's a very important thing, is feeling really comfortable when you're getting tattoos, because I have had a couple where I felt very uncomfortable and not welcome, but it's just like you're there for a long time, kick the camera, sorry. You're sitting there for a long time, you want to feel like you can be yourself and not feel like you're forcing conversation. And Ben and Teal and Jim are definitely people that I do not feel that way with at all. I feel super comfortable, super safe, and it's always a really nice experience being tattooed by them. And then last but not least, on my arms, we have this vampire mouth with a rose. I feel like a badass with this tattoo. It kind of wraps around a little bit, but I really like it. I can't wait to fill up the space around it, because at the moment I feel like it's like big and blocky, and then like there's just like a lot of space. So I'm really excited to get something in this big gap here and kind of make it look a little bit less imposing. But I really love this. I love vampires. They are my thing. I love vampires. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is one of my favourite TV shows ever. I don't know. I've always loved vampires, and I wanted something to kind of represent that. And I also just really love this rose. I love roses. I kind of want to get another rose somewhere. Oh yeah, I wanted like a rose up my sternum, but I don't know if I'm going to do that because that's probably very painful. But this one wasn't too painful. I'd give this one like a 5 out of 10. And I got this one and the rock and roll hand at the same time. And I remember Ben saying to me halfway through this one, oh, I'm saving the other one till last. And I was like, oh, is that because it's going to be less painful? He was like, no, it's going to be more painful. It's like, cool. And then my last tattoos, which I will insert a photo probably rather than video, just because I've got trousers on. These are my Rebel tattoos that are on the back of my legs. This was the most painful tattoo I've ever got. It took 10 minutes and it was so awful. 10 out of 10, bad. These I got for my love of David Bowie. Unfortunately, being older and wiser, I kind of know that he wasn't necessarily a good person. So I now say that they are more Bikini Kill, Rebel Girl. I want to get Girl underneath. Yeah. But I know that's going to hurt so bad. So I don't know whether to just, like, not do it. I've been wanting to get leg tattoos, but when I spoke to Ben about it, which, like, he was really excited by my ideas, but he was like, that's going to be really sore. And it's like, I don't want it to be sore. But yeah, there's not much more I can say about these tattoos. It's just wording. It was done by Ben. I got them done at the same time I got my Frida one. And yeah, it was excruciating. I don't know whether I am going to get more tattoos on my legs because it was just like very painful. Those are all of my tattoos. Molly, I hope that you are happy. Let me know down below what your favourite tattoos are of your own. If you've got any on your want list, who do you get tattooed by that you love, that you recommend? I would really like to know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Eat good, drink good, take care of yourself. Lots of love. Cheers. Thanks. Bye.